And as Liz said, I'm probably known best for works that could be described as post-conflict landscapes that deal with themes like memory, identity, place, landscape production. And it's probably not unreasonable to suggest that my interests are bound together by one common theme, and that would be the city. That the city, in all of the projects and the landscape of the city is a constant. So in all of the work I'll discuss this morning, I'm not actually going to talk about Afghanistan, which might be the one exception. The city is a kind of a unifying theme. However, I will say that the city itself is never the subject, and that's quite important. So hopefully the works I've chosen to talk about this morning will engage enough with the themes of the symposium. They're certainly going to acknowledge that wars are fought over both real and imagined spaces, that boundaries are erected against the other, that landscapes are created out of division and disenfranchisement, and communities, including my own, are displaced and dislocated. And the photography is a really useful, and art practice in general is a very useful tool to interrogate those very complex themes. The construction of space and place, politics and power, all fundamental components of space. And as very importantly for me is the relationship between visibility and invisibility. And I guess that is the final connecting thread that runs through every photograph I make, I suppose. 1 year after starting school, in the autumn of 1970, everything changed for me and for hundreds of other families living in Belfast. And as Catholics and Protestants rioted, and the British Army arrived in Northern Ireland to try and keep the peace and provide security, before long they too were embroiled, of course, in the whole civil conflict. And as the city kind of imploded on itself, ordinary streets became literally war zones and normality collapsed. And I remember vigilantes at the bottom of our street in masks, and 1 minute you're being stopped by the police, next minute you're being stopped by guys in masks. It was a strange, strange time, and it went on right through the 1970s, through my primary years. I was a student in 1985 when I made my first landscape photographs back in Northern Ireland. I was taking a class in documentary that was run by Paul Graham, a class where he proposed that there was something in between Sarkovsky's dialectic vision of photography as either a window on the world or a mirror on the self, and that he proposed in his show and book Mirrors and Windows. And my photographs were this kind of naive attempt to use photography and autobiography to respond to the crisis of representation felt by documentary photographers at that time. So these first encounters with place are not just subjective encounters, but they're very individual. They're about my personal experience, but hopefully that then can open up wider things that people can encounter through my experience. And they're produced as photographs in the hope that through my personal encounter there could be the potential to engage with issues that were affecting the lives of others.